I let OpenClaw run this entire HVAC company phone operations. Missed calls, after hours, emergencies, lead follow-ups, dispatch coordination, all of it. Before I show you how this actually works, let me show you how this actually sounds like when a homeowner is calling at 11 p.m. and their HVAC system is broken.
Thanks for calling Comfort Air. This is Eric. How can I help you?
Hi, Eric. I am struggling because my AC is not cooling and it's, very hot. So we would want someone as soon as possible, potentially tomorrow morning if possible.
Oh no, that sounds really uncomfortable, especially with this heat. We'll get someone out to help as soon as we can. Who am I speaking with?
Speaking with Mark,
Thanks, Mark. And what's the address for the property where you're having the AC trouble?
it's 123 Main Street, Orlando.
Got it. 123 Main Street in Orlando. And is this the best number to reach you at if the tech needs to call or text?
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. All right, so for tomorrow, we've got a few afternoon slots open. One at 1 o'clock, 1:15, or 1:30. Would
No-
any of those work for you?
Nothing in the morning? You don't have anything in the morning?
Looks like our first openings tomorrow are in the early afternoon, starting at 1. I know that's not ideal, but I can get you the very first slot at 1 o'clock if that helps.
Yeah, that's
Would you
fine.
like to grab?
Yeah, let's grab that.
No problem, Mark. So do you want to go ahead and grab that 1 o'clock slot for tomorrow? Or would you like to look at another day instead?
No, tomorrow is perfect, actually. 12 p.m.
Perfect. Perfect, Mark. Just to confirm, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at 123 Main Street in Orlando for your AC, not cooling. And this number is the best way to reach you. Sound good?
Yep.
One moment. You're all set, Mark. We've got you down for tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and you'll get a text confirmation in just a bit with all the details. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's good. Thank you. And as you can see, it booked right into my calendar with the slot. And also, if I go and check into my email, it's basically, we can see here the 15-minute meeting being booked. So it basically syncs with calendars, CRMs, emails, probably anything that we give it access to. And quickly, if you're an HVAC business or a contractor and you're tired of missing jobs to a voicemail, then I do offer free consultations, which you can find in the first link in the description. We work with 3 companies every month, so if you're interested, go and grab yours now. Let's start with a quick word on what is OpenClaw. OpenClaw positions itself as the AI agent that actually does things, and it's very clear that you can give it access to any tool that you're using, whether that's your calendar, your email, your phone calls, your CRM, and as long as you're able to provide the access and the authorization to OpenClaw, it is able to take any action as long as you are able to properly instruct it and set it up in a safe and proper manner. Now, it's not the most beginner-friendly tool that I would recommend anyone to use. And actually on, let's say, the security area, I would say that this is definitely not something that anyone running a company and not having a technical background should perhaps explore at this moment in time, as it is still the Wild West, and there is very much open questions on terms of many of the security aspects of it. So it's definitely, as of now, not a recommended tool to go for, but on the other hand, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's definitely a great, powerful tool that needs to be used with the appropriate caution. Now, but the idea of it is really powerful, and it's definitely where a lot of business use cases can come to improve efficiency and provide a lot of value for small to medium-sized businesses, and in this case, for an HVAC business. Now, in this scenario, what is exactly happening? So as you saw, basically, we were phone calling this company, and this phone number that we called was basically attached to a agent, and this agent had access to multiple tools. So in this case, it had access to the calendar. It has had access to our where we're basically tracking everything, and it knows everything about our company. So it's able to have a back and forth on our company, meaning that we're able to train it to provide it the material that we want it to have in order to, perform a proper discussion and achieve a certain goal that we have set it with. And with all these tools, it's basically able to act as a receptionist, essentially, or an after-hours agent. that is able to take any call that comes in, understand what is their intent, and based on their intent, guide them to the path that they should take. So in this case, for example, I was calling, I was saying, hey, I have this problem with my AC, and it basically understood the problem, recorded the problem, and checked the calendar. So it basically checked what are the available tools, calendar slots, and it returned to me, hey, tomorrow 1 p.m. is the earliest. And then we agreed, and we went ahead. And it also collected my information, so it got my name, my phone number, my address, and anything that we basically need in order to get this job actually scheduled. And also it will, it didn't show that, but it's able also to follow up with me. So perhaps 6 hours before we actually meet, it's going to send me a call, send me an SMS, and just make sure that I'm reminded that, hey, I have this job and I need to basically show up. And on the same token, a bunch of automations that OpenClaw can easily do is make sure that no call basically goes to voicemail. So we're able to capture every call that comes in. After hour coverage is one of, let's say, the most interesting aspects, especially for HVAC and contractor companies. But another one is also following up with leads, whether they have booked a job. So we want to remind them, hey, tomorrow 1 p.m. you have this actual appointment. Please make sure to show up. And if you don't show up, would you like to reschedule? So it's able to autonomously take these actions on our behalf. And I mean, not only for people who have booked, but also for people who just called and were interested, but they never returned with a job, or they didn't really convert. We're able to basically follow up with them with multiple, let's say, emails or phone calls or SMSs to make sure that we are always there whenever they will be ready to proceed with us. And then number 4 would be dispatch coordination. So it would be able, depends also on how much access you give it. It would be able to, before booking a meeting, it would be able to see also, or when booking a meeting, it would be able to see who are the technicians that are available at that time. So we can already assign the technician for that specific job, perhaps knowing the geographies, perhaps knowing the issue at hand. So it would basically understand the problem, see the criteria, and based on that, it would go ahead and assign the best person. And then number 5 would be to provide, of course, reviews, make sure follow up with people so we can get an idea of how the service was, perhaps leave us a nice review, a nice word on Google Maps, and make sure that happens automatically in a systematic way without us having to manually involve our team. So it really acts as an amplifier. It allows us to do things that might otherwise feel very manual and feel very repetitive and boring. And it allows, let's say, the team to just focus on, the most important tasks. Now, in terms of the cost comparison, I mean, you can imagine that this AI would be a lot cheaper than, hiring an actual human. So what we see generally that is a rough estimate that we give to our clients is that these agents run at around 15 cents per minute. So that really then depends on how much you're actually going to consume. So it's really a different case to case, like how much you're going to spend depending on on the call value. But the beautiful thing is that you're paying per actual usage. Now, I don't perhaps advocate for replacing team members. That's definitely not something that is right to do right at this stage, especially like we're not really there yet where AI can actually do everything. But the right thing to do is perhaps integrate it into your actual systems so it amplifies the capability of your team. So they don't have to manually, for example, follow up with people. And if they don't respond, there will be perhaps, a overflow system where if the receptionist is having lunch, then the AI can pick up the phone. So there is really different ways that we're able to integrate these AI systems into a company so that we can actually make the team members more efficient and the overall company just be at the cutting edge of AI and technology. Yeah, so with that said, if you're interested in seeing how this could look into your business, then I do remind you that we offer free consultation slots in the description, first link. And there we can really talk about your business, understand if this actually makes sense, because it's not always a one-size-fits-all situation when it comes to AI voice agents. Many companies do not fit really the requirements for integrating these agents, given that they might have very high-value calls or do not have that many calls. So it's really important that we first discuss and make sure that this actually is something feasible and that makes sense to your business. All right, if you enjoyed this video, then I do want to invite you to watch this other video where we show you how we built a membership reactivation system for one of our clients. See you there.